Jackson hits a 2. That makes it a 3-point game. Michigan is out of timeouts. Possession arrow still favors them. And 46 seconds remain. It'll be Carolina ball.
Officials immediately motioned to the scoreboard, counted it a 3. It had gone to 72-70. Ed Hightower went immediately to the table. It was changed to a 2, 72-69.
And if you want to see highlights of this game, watch the Dean Smith television show this coming Sunday statewide on affiliates like WBT Charlotte and WECT Wilmington, NCT in Greenville, TVD Raleigh-Durham, HNS Asheville, and GHP in the Triad.
George Lynch will inbound off the baseline in the Tar Heel backcourt. 46 seconds remain, 72-69. Weber will play Lynch. He runs the baseline, trying to get it in. Got it into Brian Reese, and he traveled with it. Or stepped on the sideline. Brian Reese turns it over for Carolina. And George Lynch simply points a finger to his right temple, indicating to his teammate, Brian, you need to think. Think of where you are and what the situation is. Salvador is in. Montross is out. Rodel is in. Williams goes out. Malenko will inbound the ball. Carolina, remember, has 3 fouls to give. 45 seconds left. 72-69. Carolina leading by 3. Reese is out. Sullivan is in.
Yeah, I think one thing they're doing is getting some players in the game that they can use to foul.
Reese sits down on a bench, and Bill Guthridge reaches out and pats him on the knee and says something to him, and Coach Smith walks down and says something to him as well, I think, to boost his confidence. Carolina packed back inside. Here's Rose for 3. No good. They battle for it. Weber with the stick back. 72-71. Lynch running the baseline. Got it inbounds to Sullivan. He gets it now to Salvador. Away now to Rodel. Rodel down on the left side. Will come back out front with 25 seconds left. Lynch, Phelps to Sullivan. Sullivan in trouble, and he gets hammered by Palenka. Rodel wanted an intentional foul from Jim Stupin and Ed Hightower, but didn't get it. So Pat Sullivan, a 79.7% free throw shooter, will go to the line on Michigan's 7th team foul.
Remember, the Wolverines are out of timeout, so they cannot ice him. The only 2 spots on the lane that must be occupied are the 2 inside spots. Michigan will, of course, get those. The thing the Tar Heels don't want to do here, obviously, if there's a miss, they'd like to get the rebound, but they do not want to foul the Wolverines.
Pat Sullivan, the junior from Bogota, New Jersey, at the foul line. 1 of 2 from the field tonight for 2 points. Ed Hightower making sure both sides of the lane understand 1-1. 20 seconds left to play. Sullivan given the ball. Couple of dribbles. Bends his knees. Pushes it up. Good!
Dean Smith gave it to just the clenched fist and a short little thrust after that one went in. Sullivan is an excellent free throw shooter.
73-71. Coach Smith walks right to the edge of the coach's box. Montross waiting to get in if this free throw is good. 20 seconds remain. Sullivan shooting to give Carolina a 3-point lead. Sullivan's free throw is no good. Rebounded by Weber. Michigan out of timeout. And Weber, front court. Carolina thought he'd travel with it. Weber, front court. Carolina with foul. He takes the timeout. They're out of timeout. Technical foul. Technical foul on Michigan. They're out of timeouts. They're out of timeouts. It's a technical foul. 2 shots in possession of the ball. With 11 seconds remaining.
By rule, the clock will be stopped if you call for a timeout and have none remaining. You're granted a timeout, but it is at the expense of a technical foul. It's not over yet.
Carolina bench erupted when Weber had the ball in the backcourt, thinking he had traveled, trying to get front court on the dribble. Donald Williams will go to the foul line, and Coach Smith wants everybody except Williams to come, and now he wants Donald. He says, Donald, come here.
Yeah, it's not over. This game is not over yet. Carolina with a 2-point lead, and they need 2 free throws to really make things feel pretty comfortable.
Yeah, they need to make 2 free throws here and then get the ball in bounds. It will be possession of the ball to Carolina. Chris Weber trapped down in the right corner, calling a timeout when Michigan didn't have one left. And now Carolina uses its last timeout. So there's, well, what do you think, Mick? Let's stay at the Superdome.
Yeah, let's stay.
Yeah. 11 seconds remain. Carolina 73, Michigan 71.
Well, the Tar Heels will have their best foul shooter at the line in Donald Williams. And they do not want to...
Carolina had led by 7 in this half early on at 51-44 after wiping out a 10-point deficit in the first half. Then the Tar Heels trailed by 4 at 67-63, but then went on a run to retake the lead. And it is now a 73-71 game. Only 3 team fouls for Carolina.
They went on an 11-4 run to get the lead.
They're coming by now to collect the NCAA All-Tournament team for the Final Four, on which is also written a Most Outstanding Player. And if you wanted to know who I voted for, well, I voted for Eric Montross, George Lynch, Donald Williams, Chris Webber, and Jalen Rose.
I voted for all of those same, except for, I think I put Lynch on instead of Rose, and I voted for Donald Williams as the most valuable player of the tournament.
So did I. 11 seconds remain.
All right, here's what's getting ready to happen. The free throw, the administration of the free throw, there will be no players from either team in the lane. So Donald will be all by himself for 2. If he makes it, if he makes 2, then all the Tar Heels have to do is inbound the ball, and they're in pretty good shape. If he makes both, it'll be a 2-possession game at that point, a 4-point game. Michigan would need to score twice in 11 seconds in order to win it. And they'd need a turnover. They'd need to steal it away from Carolina to do so. Here we go.
Williams, first time at the foul line. He's 8 of 12 on the night, 5 of 7 3-pointers. He has set a Final Four record for 3-pointers. The Garner sophomore arches it up. Good. 74-71. Donald Williams with 22 points, his 4th straight game of better than 20-point scoring. This could make it a 4-point lead, and does. 75-71. The guy who averaged only 4 minutes a game last year and scored but 2 points a game. Lynch will inbound for Carolina. Got it into Donald Williams. Williams gets fouled on the play by Webber. Third personal against Webber. 8th team foul Carolina. Williams is back to the line with 8 seconds remaining. This could put it away and make the Tar Heels the national champions. But there are still 8 seconds left.
Yeah, and the fact that the celebration hasn't erupted yet is out of respect for Michigan. They can score points in a hurry, but the Tar Heels are, you'd a whole lot rather be Carolina right now than you would be Michigan.
Carolina will just get out of the way as Donald Williams goes back to the line. 23 points tonight for the Garner sophomore, who came into the game averaging 14 points. Against Kansas on Saturday, 7 of 11 shooting for 25 points. In the first meeting between these two teams in Hawaii, he went 4 of 11 for 15 points, made 2 of 6 3-pointers. Donald Williams' free throw is good. 76-71. And the party is ready to begin on Franklin Street. 8 seconds remaining. Bill Ford and Randy Wheeler beside themselves on the Carolina bench. They're both good. I mean, all of them were cleanly through. 77-71. Carolina will just get out of the way. Jalen Rose for 3. No good. Front of the rim.